OBS virtual camera. There we go.
Epic. Now look in the other corner.
Let me see here. I think I see it. Yeah.
The loot.
The loot.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, hi everyone. We are officially live now because you can actually see the stream. I didn't put two and two get together for the longest time. Hi. Hello.
Good job.
I am Trisky. I run the channel. Joining me are a few Chucklefucks, including our GM Marius, our Slaneshi Plague Nun. Well, not Plague Nun. Why the fuck am I? I got Plague on the mind from the earlier Nerdle joke. Fuck you. Our Slaneshi Nun, Alexandria, played by Fluff, and our human hired merc, Siegfried, played by my pal Ken.
Hi, everyone.
Say hello, you Chucklefucks.
He did. Hi.
Hi.
What's
hey,
in the
hi,
walls?
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm sure this session will go great.
It'll go great. So Fluff might be mildly intoxicated. We'll see how sober he manages to remain this session. I finally fixed the YouTube chat. There we go. And last session we did shit in regards to some like plague doctor guy who Mange promptly shot because he was treating Mange like a second class citizen as far as Mange was concerned. And Mange wasn't dealing with that shit.
He wasn't immediately falling on his knees and sucking his dick, quote unquote, not literally. So yeah. That's the general Skaven way to do things.
Basically.
So basically, you finally got the last session. You rested in your house for a bit, and you sent in fucking your gutter runner to scout around for a bit, and you found some scent of a human, of a man thing that smelled weird and bad. Also, it wasn't that he smelled so bad that even a Skaven didn't like it. He smelled of some shit like lavender.
Ah, damn, he smelled nice. How dare he?
Oh, that's nice. I like this.
And then once you found him, you chased him, and he threatened you with a disease that he was carrying in a flask, but Mange just kicked it away. And then Mange shot him before some hounds of the fucking beasts of Nurgle started chasing after you, but more the dog version of the beast of Nurgle, because I swear to God, there's like 7 different versions of it. That.
Yep. I mean, look at Blood Bowl, look at that one, and then look at like any of the other art, and you will know that it's not consistent at all for what a quote-unquote beast of Nurgle is.
Yeah,
I like that though. Like this is a whole menagerie of just like mutated, but yet some.
At the same time, that would be more of. At the same time, that would be more of a Zinch thing, though. To being consistent as fuck for just because. But yeah, talking about Zinch, once you fled those things and got back to your house, you met up with the fucking Zinchian sorcerer because he basically decided to pop up behind you. And you had a chat with him where he basically explained that that plague doctor guy's a bit of a bitch, and that probably wasn't actually him, and he was just a fucking I forgot the exact word that I used. It was just a servant posing as him.
Proxy.
Proxy, thank you. And he just He basically wants the bloody chalice that you have, the chalice full of plague that mage currently has on him. And he is willing to make a deal, and the easiest way would be just to promise him to spread his plagues. Although the only risky thing with doing that would be that trying to not catch them by yourselves. So, yeah. Also,
Mange is still unconvinced overall.
Also managed to sexually annoy him into giving you the location of some fucking gunpowder.
I have one fucking bullet left. Of course that's my priority. I'm a gun rat.
You actually only have one.
I literally only have one. Of course that's my priority. I need to shoot shit.
Yeah, you literally only have one. Damn.
I wasn't exaggerating.
Yeah.
Like, fuck all this plague stuff. Fuck the plague doctor. If I don't get some gunpowder, I'm bad at taking care of myself. I'm not good at melee combat. What are you shitting me for?
Mange is just like, you feel lucky, punk?
Because you probably are if I don't got any fucking bullets. I used one of them shooting the plague doctor because he was being a prick. Worth it, though. Yeah. Absolutely worth it. 100% worth it.
Worth.
And I suppose to make things make sense, Alex also found some fucking random alcohol there and drank the whole bottle.
Yeah. No. She drank like a sip. Alex is canonically a lightweight.
Then you saw the label. It was communal Nurgle zip poppings.
Oh.
In alcohol.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Oh. No.
No.
Yes, torture the fluff. Make it less horny.
Never.
Anywho.
Anyways, Siegfried, through all of this, you've basically just been sleeping, and you've managed to get all of your fucking wounds back from one sleep.
I feel like maybe the screams of the damned from this cannon outside of his area is kind of put him in a weird like sleeping but being ready to run mode. That weirdly has put him back in motion.
Yeah, fair. More like just ready to defend yourselves because you aren't running anywhere with that foot. But yeah.
Yeah, true.
Effects. I can remove you from being sleepy and you don't need to be bloody tired. Fatigue, I mean. And there. But yeah. Hey Mange, how many bullets do you want to attempt crafting?
I would like to have a steady supply of extra bullets with which I can, successfully avoid running out anytime soon, so yes.
I mean, in that house, you just find a big fucking sack of gunpowder, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm going to be spending a good amount of time making ammo, both regular and warpstone.
Yeah. I will say that would last you for like a good week, or at least if you succeed at everything, to make you around 50-ish bullets. But yes. So are you basically just going to spend the entire day crafting for this?
Yes, I need ammo. This is #1 priority for Mange. He cannot acquire yet more shinies if he doesn't have things to shoot.
Do a trained engineer skill with a plus 30. This will mostly be to see how many bullets you get instead of getting them at all.
All right, so you said plus 30.
Yep.
Oh, wow,
Plus
nice.
5.
For those
Let's
of you
say
just
that you
listening,
get-
that was a 23 out of 70, so a 5 success level.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that you get the horn round doesn't have a holy number, so 8 bullet and plus 3d3, but this is for basic bullets.
Horned Rat's holy number is 13.
Oh yeah. Let's see
Yeah,
if you
the,
get
the
a 13
13
then.
gongs of the bell and that whole story.
Yeah, I forgot. I fucking confused him with shoot for some reason.
Gotcha.
Because he doesn't. Anyways, just 8 plus 3d3s.
6. All right, pretty good roll considering.
6. So you get 14
14, like,
normal bullets.
normal bullets. Gotcha.
Yeah, improvise the shout and powder, I mean. Yep.
How much do I get for warp shot and powder? Because I am trying to make some of that.
Uh,
Or should I do
Give
a
me
separate
another-
skill check for it?
yeah. Still, this time plus 20, because you are still taking your time and you have a bit more experience, but at the same time, you aren't an actual, clan scryer bitch. Nice.
I needed that plus 20, yep.
I'm gonna say that you get 2 plus 2d3s. Or no, 3 plus 2d3s.
4, so 7.
7. Yeah.
Yay, I have some ammo again. So I'm going to assume I use one of my pouches of warpstone dust in making some of that warp shot and powder, so I've already removed that.
Fair.
For the other stuff, it was purely gunpowder and other, like, stuff, so I'm all good there.
Yeah.
I also still have the Chalice of Plague this one motherfucker once.
Yeah. This is mostly doing stuff for this entire day. What you decide to do.
Yeah, all I really decided to do that day is prepare ammunition and double check over the quality of my guns, but mostly the ammunition, because having one bullet, being a gun rat, is not good.
Yeah.
So otherwise it would be whatever the other two are doing.
Yeah. Who wants to go next?
Ken, I volunteer you as tribute against your will.
Against his better judgment, Siegfried can't really resist just taking a closer look at this abomination that's been so thoughtfully placed outside his room. And he just wants
It's right
to,
outside your room, not inside, but yeah.
yeah, he's just gonna kind of thoroughly examine this thing as much as he can. How it works despite their demonstration and anything he can gather.
Give me a perception. I'm checking if that's in basic skills or if it's just, normal skill, because there's way too many skills in this. Sometimes. Nope. You don't really understand how this thing works. Just seeing blazing in fire sometimes and some of its chains shaking. One time the entire bloody thing's come shaking, but it thankfully doesn't try moving anywhere, seemingly.
After coming out from behind the barrel he took cover behind, he's going to... he's going to try to just grab like some scrap around and try to see if he can just put it in the furnace and see if that causes any reaction.
We already shoved a
Yeah.
fucking dead Chaos Dwarf body into it, so.
Yeah.
That is true, but he wants to kind of just.
So I forgot at that
That's what-
moment. I forgot at that moment to describe his soul being fucking swallowed by the furnace, but oh well.
I'm sure it was horrifying.
Yeah, mostly to make Mange happy for fucking giving the guy who took his ear out a worse afterlife. But yeah, once you put the metal in there, the machine sort of just roars would be the best way to describe it. As you feel some sort of pulsing hate in your head.
Siegfried's gonna go practice some strikes on some logs or something. He wants to try to get this out.
So you're just gonna practice some more. Fair.
Yep.
Do I think that your melee two-handed is better. So roll melee two-handed with a +10 because, or no, with a +20 because I assume you'll be taking your time with this. $69 versus 69. Nice.
Nice. He did very
So yeah,
nice.
it's a astounding success. You actually do really well. You know, you basically every time you strike through a log, you turn it into pieces. You are basically making bloody firewood at this point with a blade, as much as you are also training.
I imagine he probably sees like a few old bosses from when he was a cleric, a few enemies he might have run into afterwards, and that's a nice little session.
Around the time you decide to finish, you turn around and see the executioner looking at you.
Good morning.
He nods back to you and per short, he'll basically offhand compliment your performance in the fight from about a day ago against the Chaos Dwarves by basically saying that usually he forgot that the fighting techniques he uses aren't really made for humans. It's
Yeah, I think I might have had something off in the defense, but we killed him good in the end.
he nods along again and agrees with you. He'll also mention that he's sure that one point sooner or later you'll start healing Kane's call coming over to you.
Huh. Is that gonna... Well, you saw how our friend turned purple. Is his call gonna do anything like that?
To put it shortly, again, he'll mention that yeah, Kane isn't a fan of mutations, so no.
Huh, good with me then. Don't worry about lobster claws either.
Yeah. Also, you've done enough training stuff that I'll give you for now a modifier of 1 to your weapon skill, and while you keep doing things, to improve yourself more and more, I'll keep you giving you +1 modifiers to basically just make you even better in sword combat.
Good.
But yeah, I assume that's everything you do for the day.
Yeah, he'd spar with the executioner if he's down for it again.
Yeah, I don't think that you need to roll again for that because, yeah.
All
So
right.
would you just be sparring for the rest of the day?
Yeah. Is he still feeling the hate that flared up after giving the furnace some scrap?
Mm, roll a perception with a +20. Mm, there's a little tingle to drive your weapon further or to strike quicker somewhere in your head, and you aren't sure where it's coming from.
So you said Kane's call's coming. Yeah, is there a little motion or anything I do? Is it just kind of sudden work?
Well, you can keep committing bloody murder, or if you wish to already dedicate yourself to him, you could give yourself a bloody hand.
Well, there'll be plenty of bloody murder to go around, so I want to go with that. But tell me about the bloody hand.
For short, Kane is also known as the bloody-handed one or something along those lines. And one of the rituals of his followers is to just, I believe, to cut your own hand until it becomes bloody, or to make one of your hands. I don't remember if it's a ritual or something that comes along with Kane worship. A ritual for now.
Oh, I'll keep that in mind. Onward with the preparation to bloody murder.
Aye.
And yeah, I just keep sparring from there.
Yeah. Hey Fluff, are you alive?
I am alive, yes. What would you like?
Wonderful. I mean, what do you want to do? Anything in particular?
No, not really.
Nothing.
No,
Nah.
I'm good.
You're good. Alright, understandable. You're just so disgusted after drinking the ball that you aren't sure what to do today.
Yeah.
Hmm. But yeah, I do have a question though. How, are there any patrols you set up during the night? Or design others to keep watch sometimes?
I probably wouldn't think of it.
I mean, I'd probably yell at the Skaven to make sure we don't get ambushed, attacked, or something.
Yeah.
Do we still have any of Alexandria's mercenary fan club around?
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
I believe I said there were still around like 6 of them around, but yeah.
Oh, I know exactly what she'd do. She'd be actively trying to convert them to Slanesh.
I mean, you've already done a pretty good job for that, but you're basically just turning them even further into depravity, and you're making them do straight up rituals and fully dedicating them to Slanesh instead of, any other gods of the Empire.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm going to assume that you want someone else to roll for you here.
Yes, if you could, please.
Alright. I'm not saying that this would be a charm with. I think that would be a -10 for now because I want this to take a bit. Because they're all in for having orgies and walking around with you, but yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled a 97. Do you want me to re-roll that?
Yeah, fuck it, sure.
90?
90.
Man,
Both are a
which is
failure.
-3
One's just
degrees.
less of a failure.
Yeah.
Ah, well.
So you try to talk to them about doing hard drugs, murder, and other things, but you don't manage to convince them.
Fair enough.
But yeah. Mange, you get to roll on the rest table again.
On which table again?
You're on the thing right above wounds. Although I'm pretty sure that you should recover everything from this.
Oh, the rest table. I thought you said risk.
Risk? Damn. Yeah,
We're
you're fine.
I'm back up to Matt.
Now,
Sleep without gunpowder as a gun rat, and you may just. Ugh.
You're already at full health, Fluff, so yeah. And I'm gonna make Ketchia roll a perception. I don't even. Yeah, he doesn't even have perception as one of his strength skills. So it's going to be pure. What is it even perception based on? Intelligence? Or no, that's bloody initiative. I'll give you a +10 because the Skaven slaves are also helping him. Yeah. Hey, Mange.
Yeah.
In your sleep, you get roughly woken up as your gutter runner very rudely interrupts your respite and starts screaming, "Plague man things in the buildings! Come quick!"
Mage shuffles up to his feet really quickly because if anything, Skaven are quite capable of jumping up and moving on a moment's notice, and grabs his guns from the side of his table and runs out. All the while, just like as he passes by, he bangs violently on the door of both Siegfried and Alexandria and says, "We have guests!"
Siegfried is probably just waken up uh by Sketch running into the basement and screaming.
shit.
All right.
I'm up.
Alex, you are weirdly enough still drunk from whatever you've whatever it is you actually drink.
Yeah.
It must have been some heavy stuff. Anyway.
Yes.
Cornesh decided to gift you with the power of a hangover this morning.
Oh. Blessed be Slanesh. Ooh.
Also, I'm gonna say that while you're banging on the door, your Gutar is just soundly sleeping.
Ah, fuckers.
Who's going to try to wake him up first?
Who's sleeping? Your Gatash?
Yeah.
If his door is on the way in some variety, Mange will also like knock on his door and say, "Guests!"
He's also in the second floor.
Yeah, so I probably would have knocked on his door on the way first.
Food? He just asked food. While
Yes,
still half
food!
asleep. Why you say that earlier? And he's gonna get up and also start rushing outside. Yeah.
Bird seasoned weird. Loads up both of his guns, makes sure they're fully charged, and heads on outside along with Sketch. All the while sort of just assuming that Alex and Siegfried will follow up in a very short time.
Yeah, that's so.
So he's just putting on his armor. He'll be headed towards the front.
But yeah. Once outside, the first thing that strikes all of you is the smell, which is horrible.
Mange horrible or normal person?
Mange horrible.
Nurgle horrible.
Got
Slightly
it.
more horrible than mange.
So, an actually nice smell.
No. It smells of plague.
Oh.
It smells of the work
Great.
of a god who does not like Slanesh very much.
Mm.
Are you still going to stay outside or are you just gonna fucking run?
She's going the fuck back inside.
Mange turns around, sees her, and tries to go over and grab her by the collar.
Hey.
You no
What is-
sleep, we have guests!
Fucking, I don't want to deal with plague right now or ever.
Well, if you just sleep, then plague will come to your room.
So run as far as I can. Got it.
Mange drags you downwards in an attempt to, fling you on the ground.
Damn it. Okay.
As you start getting used to the light, you see some mutated looking human figures all around the buildings nearby. They're all rotting to some extent and have shit-eating grins on their face.
What was you all so happy smiley about?
You just hear some amount of chattering coming from all of them after you say that.
That might just be a Nurgle thing. They're all pretty smiley.
Creeps frightens Mange.
Yeah, same here, buddy.
Mm.
That's why I want nothing to fucking do with this.
You're bad.
I guess we did
You trying
kind
to-
of take their place.
Oh yeah, you were really quiet for a second. I didn't realize if you were even talking, Ken.
Oh no, I just chimed in now. Well, on one hand, we did kind of take probably a temple or whatever. So either we run or we keep fighting back until there are no more of them.
I will say that the
Here.
only approach until what seems like a pretty specific point, which is pretty far from you.
Mm.
And as they stop, you start to hear a voice. Well, you lot have seemed to cause me quite a lot of trouble. Now have you?
This one.
Also, no, you cannot really smell where the man thing who's speaking's noise is coming from.
Mage sort of casually taps his feet a little bit and then turns like subtly to Yor and just under his breath says, "But you go grab cannon.
Grab what?
Big evil dwarf thing."
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll go grab it. I'll go grab it. Just looking for an excuse to go back inside.
The cannon isn't inside, it's outside along the side near Siegfried's
you're
room.
just trying to stay as far away as possible.
Yeah, basically. Mage sort of just like grabs her collar again, he's just like, "You couldn't move."
Is there any cloth or anything around, or old banner, or
What about banners?
is there any sort of cloth material or anything in the area, or is it picked clean?
I mean, there might be some loose around, but yeah. Also for banners, one of the mutated looking humans is holding a banner which you can only assume has the sigil of Nurgle onto it, because you probably haven't seen it before specifically. Unless you've been reading some some things you really should have been reading while in the Empire.
Nah, anything that's not being held by someone, does it look filthy? Essentially, he's just looking for something he can use as nose plugs or to just wrap around his face.
I mean, you probably have something along the lines of that on you, especially with all of the bad smells you've been having around you constantly.
All right, so he's gonna try to either pull something up around his face or just plug his nostrils or something real quick. If he has enough left, he might you might like offer some out to Alex. Just look,
I think that Alex is already gone to the cannon.
I thought Mange grabbed her.
Yeah, he did.
Damn.
I grabbed Alex as she was trying to get away and just like, "You're too weak to carry that thing anyway. Let Yorga do it."
This is this is pretty nice of us, Skaven, to only grabbing you instead of shooting you instantly.
True.
But anyways, the plague doctor, as you can assume, will continue. Now you have something that I want, and while you have dealt me a lot of bother by killing one of my disciples, I'm willing to look past that.
Mane just sort of like stares at the group because he can't pinpoint who it is, part to say. Or has he like stepped out and stepped forward, or is it still just like a general voice off in the distance?
It is echoey. You cannot tell really where it is coming from.
Mange not work with man things, what treat mange like just dog. give respect. Show face.
Oh, but I might, but you've sort of shot the. Not no. It is only right that I do you this favor. I shall come forward, and suddenly from the crowd, from one of the crowds, pretty much you see a figure within the other man things of a plague doctor.
And how can no sure be real, you?
Oh well, I suppose you'll just have to trust me in this.
Man thing speaks trust to Skaven kind.
I think how much you're talking. I suppose you're the leader of this little group now, aren't you?
We're gonna have a repeat of last campaign where I just announce I'm leader because I'm fucking vain ass Skaven and it becomes true for all the wrong reasons.
No one's going to oppose you.
I know!
pulls out
Even
an
though
ancient
Mage is
Chilean
arguably
book.
the worst person in this group to be leader.
Your will just later. Where who's leader?
Siegfried just puts on little spectacles, pulls out like a ancient Chilean book. It's like, well, see, there's this thing called democracy.
Screw democracy! Be a dictator!
What?
You put the tater where?
Just like suddenly kick fucking Alex in the side.
Ow.
York would just say, wait, who's great tyrant?
Mage is the leader!
Le- yes, you are little.
Mage is little leader! Jeez! Man things think too much about speech!
Oi, I'm an ogre.
All flesh things!
At this point, the plague doctor is just looking at a pocket watch.
We go with this ancient thing called the flow. You see, we each chip in our ideas and we move forth on them.
Mage just casually pulls
I mean-
this entire chalice out from like a pocket where it should have definitely spilled like 3 days ago if you were carrying it there. Holds it out in front of him, just looks at the guy, just like, weird smelling man thing want this, right?
Correct.
What man thing give in return?
Hmm.
And none of that
Well-
not kill you stuff. Mange don't care. Mange will kill you if you threaten Mange.
Hmm. Well, from what I've heard, you do seem to have a gunpowder problem.
Mange's
What the
remaining
fuck did he
ear
hear
perked
about
up a little bit.
Go say that again.
Go ahead, Fluff.
It's like, where the fuck did he hear about that?
Maybe Bird Thing told him.
Usually, the god bird thing works with doesn't get along with his.
Seems to be nice kind with you anyway. No, maybe not care. Anywho. So what I had said before when Alex and I were accidentally talking over each other was Mange's remaining ear perks up at the sound of him mentioning, like, shot and powder.
You see, my old profession. I used to work a lot with that kind of thing. I just so happen to have some provisions left over. Might even be able to have you give you a book about how to make more of it.
Neil! They just sort of stand there looking at him, just like, weird smell man thing that walks in your ear? Deal!
He'll basically do some movement with his hands, and by this point I can say that they are fox walkers. Go and grab some bags and start slowly making their way forward.
Mange, arrogant as he is walking forward, like, not even, like, cautiously. Still has his gun.
Your loot mania is taking over your Skaven precaution.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So they basically leave the bags on the ground, and I assume that you basically fucking throw the chalice at them and jump to grab the bags once you are within lunging distance.
What Mange actually does is they put the bags in one spot. Mange moves over to the side and puts the chalice down on the ground in another spot, and then runs over to the bags and runs backwards.
So yeah, you still do some. You still take some amount of safety, which is fair.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to be disrespectful even in this situation, throw the chalice at them. They finally treated me like a trade partner instead of just a fucking menace, so. Even though Mange is arguably still a menace, but hey, that's a different thing. But yeah, Mange quickly grabs it all without even checking it there, brings it all the way back near the lines with everyone else, and starts counting and keeping stock of taking stock of how much he was actually given. Because, like, this whole entire thing is really weird because Mange doesn't give a shit about the chalice.
Yeah. You just didn't like that you weren't respected.
Yeah, I wasn't respected. He was being way too eloquent talky for a man thing. Mange just wanted him to, like, talk to him bluntly, do a deal, and get the fuck out. And he didn't do that. And so Mange shot the fucking proxy earlier because of that, because he was being a pedantic prick. That's the entire reason Mange was so pissed. It's just like, man, they talk too much, shoot.
Funny.
Funny haha rat.
It's
Funny
fine.
haha brought his army to our door because Mange was insulted.
It's fine. I'm sure Mage will become way more patient throughout the campaign. Clueless.
Oh yes, I will totally get better and not even remotely worse with my habits as I grow in strength. But yeah, Mange just winds up bringing it all back, takes a little bit of stock, and then looks at the others nearby, and he's just like, what? Mange didn't care about Chalice. Mange just wanted stuff. Chalice not even that shiny.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's good. I wasn't really into the idea of waking up one day and all my teeth are gone and I'm crapping myself to death.
Mange has an itchy spot on his bum where he held it.
All right,
That-
Chalice is gone.
Yep.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
Well.
That's a thing.
Although I'm sure that isn't enough gunpowder for you now, is it?
Mange will need more gunpowder for lots of time, yes.
Well, if you wish, if you would simply do me the favor of documenting some of my plays, I could bring you more. Just have to, you just have to ask one of your servants to note down what each one does.
Mange looks at him for a second with, like, the most confident looking face possible, and then takes a second and just like leans slowly to the side and sort of like taps Siegfried for him to lean down to. Actually, no, I'm taller than you. I keep forgetting that.
But usually hunch over, but yeah.
Taps him anyway before just leaning uncomfortably close to his
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, Mange taps Siegfried and then leans really close into his ear. He's just like, "What do you mean by documenting?"
Writing stuff down. Just keep a good thing. Make sure everyone remembers.
Mange turns around and looks at the Skaven slaves. Can any of you write right?
They start squeaking at each other.
Mange sort of just like pauses for a second and repeats the same thing in their native Queekish, so it's more obvious, even though it's probably a weird word to translate writing to.
I want to say just one thing. Even in the fucking books, when it's like, oh, the Skaven speak Quickish, it's like, oh, Man-Thing speaks Quickish. The only different thing is that he speaks with, yes, yes, and shit like that.
Yeah, so it is basically just Reichspiel.
But yeah, we can have it more closer to Reichspiel because any Skaven can speak it, although to some extent, although it is, for most Skaven, it's usually broken as fuck.
Oh, yes.
Anyways.
But yeah, I'm assuming the inevitable result of all of this is Mange realizing that none of his Skaven slaves can fucking write or read.
They would all say yes, but you can tell that they are lying. And they are a bit too useful to just murder, so
Mange just sort of growls and looks at Skekch and asks him the same thing.
I think that a Man-Thing can write.
Mange perks up
Also
a little bit and then just turns back to Siegfried and just like leans in and just like, can Man-Thing write right?
Yeah. Yeah, I can write pretty well.
What Man-Thing need to write document?
Oh, it's I mean, are you asking this to Siegfried or to the Plague Doctor?
This is all in like a whispered hush to Siegfried, just like Mange is basically right now trying to play it cool, like he knows what the fuck this other guy is talking about already and understands, all the meanwhile just whispering to Siegfried to get the answers so that he looks smarter.
Just some sort of parchment, like thin paper stuff, some ink, feather, or they have these new things with the new little pointy things you can put the ink on. And
Mange reaches deep into his pocket and pulls out like an ancient dwarven scroll and some ink and starts writing over all the ancient dwarven runes. That's like how I'm imagining. He's just like, oh, we need paper. Okay, pulls out one of the rarest and most valuable documents that Mange doesn't think worth anything because it's just ink and paper. Starts scrawling over it, making it absolutely useless. Hands it to fucking Siegfried.
Okay, you get some favor with the horned rat for that one.
Yeah, so just a heads up, we're going to make sure we're as merciless to any dwarves we fight now and never let them see this. They have
it'd be some fucking chaos dwarf runes or some shit. Let's go.
It probably was like how to make a fucking demon, how to shove a demon in some weapon and you just scribble over it.
No, it was literally just the instruction pamphlet for the fucking cannon we stole.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's going on the list.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the Chaos Dwarves are as much about like the grudge and pride shit as the regular dwarves are.
They are still prideful. I don't think that they are as prideful as the normal dwarves, but they are still prideful.
I mean, they did cave to chaos, so they really can't be that prideful.
They still fucking usually speak the truth and don't lie much, I'm pretty sure, but yeah. They usually hold their promises, at least.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, Mage just pulls out the fucking instruction manual, just like scratches out all the shit that he thinks is useless, which is all this sort of like ancient runic text that's caked in fucking demonic aura and whatnot, and just like scribbles it all out and hands it to Siegfried and just like, keep track.
That's gonna be a little rough to make that show up, but I could get somebody in the margins.
Mange doesn't
Also
even
gonna
listen
keep
to
the
what he
flock
says in
away.
response and just like sort of nods at the guy over on the other side, just like,
Wonderful. And he'll send over another boxwalker with a bunch of flasks with about 14 flasks, and they all have like some number on them to keep track.
Mange turns and looks at the Skaven slaves, contemplates it for a moment, and then shakes his head. We'll need to find new subjects.
While you're also thinking about that, here's the thing. And for a token of appreciation of our partnership, and one of the boxwalkers is gonna walk over with 2 pieces of warpstone.
Mange, completely ignoring the fact that he's probably diseased, just snatches them from his hands and leaps back, sniffs the warpstone just greedily and just like smiles in the most like annoyingly ecstatic way he possibly could.
You expose yourself to warpstone constantly enough that I don't think you'll get the corruption from that, but yeah. And you just let your Skaven slaves to get the disease flask, I assume.
Yeah, he'll have them carry it, but Mage doesn't plan to actually experiment on them. He's starting to immediately think of like, can we capture a Chaos Dwarf? But he doesn't mouth anything or make mention of it at all.
Yeah. There's also another piece of parchment which is a pretty brown, but it doesn't smell completely horrible, so whatever. And per short, the Skaven slave would probably switch hands with it until it reaches the Siegfried, and then there it basically just talks about some instructions, like what to note down, which is basically the subject, in what way you expose them to the disease, and all of that.
Yeah.
You guys have fun with that. I think I'm gonna go back inside.
Yeah, we done. Mage just sort of like casually waves for her to leave.
Yeah, let me know if you find any more alcohol, and well, I'll inspect it first.
Yeah.
Things are settled here.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'll make sure to send you a shipment of gunpowder once you'll need it. And he'll basically start calling off his big ass army or his small army and start leaving. I'm going to assume that Mage is pretty ecstatic because gunpowder and warpstone.
Mage just is gathering and hoarding everything at this point, not even really thinking about like anything of the process of doing this plague shit.
I'm gonna increase your warpstone to 11 there. And I have to manually add 2 more pieces of warpstone to your pile now. I'll making it look
It
okay.
updated.
If the pile of warp stone is physical, that makes it funnier. But yeah. If you don't mind, I need a bathroom break for a minute, so yeah.
All right, 5-minute break.
I mean, it depends on what everyone else thinks too.
Let's go with me.
Let's just call it a
Yeah.
short break.
Sure thing.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
We are back.
Hello,
We are back.
have returned. Man, I'm just already wondering how big will Mange's warpstone pile be by the end.
I mean, other than occasionally using it for shot and powder, the goal of this is to get all of the shinies. So
I still gotta get a piece or two. Still, I still got that project. I still got those sculptor's tools.
How are you going to try to convince Mange to giving you warpstone though?
I don't think I can. I think I've either gotta find some of my own or fucking steal it.
Fair. Also, I'm going to assume that in the immediate thing that you do is mostly uh, maybe talk about this thing for a few seconds and then go back to sleep because, yeah.
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 affirmative.
Any affirmative. Anything anyone else wants to do specifically, yay or nay?
I mean, I'm not a horse, so I don't neigh.
What exactly are we recording, and how are we gonna do this?
He basically wants us to scientific process this these different diseases and document what they do to the subjects that we use them on.
Most per short in the paper that you received with the instructions on what you do is just use it on people however you want and just document what happens to them. And there is a small list of like a really short explanation of what each of these diseases do, which will go more in depth between this session and the next one, hopefully, if I have the time. Because
To
it's
be
like
fair, your
some,
finals are coming up.
yeah, because like some will be made to just throw at people, some will be made more like to be more inflicted, like poisons and all of that. Some are fucking airborne, so they'll be really risky to use at all. But yeah, and at least one of them is a fungi.
Ah, fun guys.
Oh, he must be great at parties.
This was a mushroom joke.
Quark and Mork both crush you,
Ah.
and then you wake up.
I remember sometimes in some of Marienburg, and I've seen them around, they would kind of do this. And they said it was to help people, and, I kind of believe them, but don't really want to see how deep that whole thread goes, though. Look, if we're going to do this, I'd say we find, don't want to get off too preachy, I'd say we find the worst of the worst, like the real turds of the world. Got to be here somewhere.
You're straight up planning to go with this. You're planning to go with this all the way, aka basically fucking kidnapping people and documenting what happens to them over multiple days.
I don't think
Or
kidnapping. By saying if we're going to our
capturing,
end of
or
the
it's
deal,
more accurate.
I'd rather we save this for the worst. I realize
More like
we may
just
be
it's
all
not.
for
I mean, in more time, it's more like capturing. But yeah,
yeah, this is pretty gross, but let's see who we meet. There's definitely some, how should I put this? I know we're all from different corners of the world, and the great moral ruler. Well, let's save us for something
Alex-
especially bad.
Chuckles as she's just kind of.
What is Alex doing?
Alex just kind of goes. Oh, you're serious?
Yes. I'm sure we all have something that's the worst
I-
thing to each of us.
But moral. I just don't like diseases. I don't fuck with Nurgle. That's the only reason I'm not down with this.
You literally don't fuck with Nurgle.
Exactly.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't love it either. But if this is the best way to get gunpowder, we can at least let's find something minor on here maybe to play along. Maybe one of those chaos dwarfs or some especially crappy human even who's not associated with our buddies.
Hmm.
Seems like a slow burn anyway. Just tossing out some ideas. My main point is this seems pretty messed up, and if we want to pursue it at all, I'd rather just save it for the worst of the worst.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, man.
Any luck finding the rest of that drink stash?
No, nothing.
Great.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot to ask at one point, when is Alex going to try making alcohol?
No idea. Probably when she finds some kind of ingredients that aren't rotten.
I mean, there's also the bloody one garden, which has flowers in it, but yeah.
Yeah. I think she's.
You aren't really sure what effect they would have.
I'm not as sure what effect it would have. It might be food for
Yeah.
thought.
Even though fucking Siegfried has been carrying one around with him since like session 3. But yeah.
All right. All right. Either way, we should keep making progress towards the temple. Shall we?
Seems like a goal for now.
Yep.
I assume that this conversation is taking place during the night.
Yeah.
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 Because funny thing, once you wake up, you find a new letter.
I do I? What might this letter entail?
Hold on. God has to type the letter down.
I see.
Helen.
Nice.
Yeah, hurry up, Brad. No.
Yeah. There you go. What's Alex's first reaction to that?
The fuck they will. Yeah, no. Fuck them.
I'm going to assume that you say that loud enough that even Siegfried can hear it.
Yeah.
Just kind of mutters to himself, just yeah. And I've said I don't really love it either. Yeah.
Hot dogs?
I'm very sorry.
It's fine. Uh, it's fine because I'm still sort of just waiting on Tricky to get back from a grocery.
Hot dogs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he has arrived. Speak of the devil. Or speak of the
Ironically
rat.
enough, I'm probably the most sober one here.
So he came back with the groceries like 30 seconds after we ended our break.
Mm.
Had his timing been a little bit more on point, we would have just extended the break and this wouldn't have been as awkward, but oh well.
Oh well, anyways, what you missed. Do you have your headset on, yes or yay or nay?
I do not have my headset on. I still can't find the thing, so I'm on speaker, so go ahead.
Siegfried was talking about how they should maybe only be infecting the worst with the diseases and documenting what happens to them because he's still a little baby boy in Mordheim and still believes in morality.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, Mange doesn't give a shit.
Who knows? But he knows he'll go after the worst just as much as the best. And really, the best probably stay out of here.
Probably.
Mange has already basically like put half of this whole entire thing about documenting diseases and shit aside in his mind. He's
Because-
basically shunted it off to Siegfried in his head already.
Yeah.
As he goes about,
You know,
keeping track of how much black powder he has again.
and before Siegfried starts just BSing disease symptoms, which is a thought that's in his head, and we'll see where that goes.
But yeah. Fluff, are you here or are you gone or are you just muted because drink? All I heard is I'm.
I'm here.
Yeah. But yeah. Also, you missed Fluff receiving a new letter. Which was shortly followed by the fuck they will. Or something along those lines, pretty much.
Fair enough.
So yeah, also in the last conversation, Alex mentioned that yeah, we should be focusing on getting to the temple.
Yeah. Two, demons, one catapult.
Also, I'm gonna make it so that you can see your home and the map of Mordheim in the navigation thing, because yeah. So now you can look at either one, whichever you prefer at the time. Also, 2 demon, 1 catapult.
I was trying to come up with a fucking Warhammer equivalent of 2 birds with 1 stone. As Mange just replies to Alex talking about the shrine, just like, Mage are here, maybe people there, maybe use on them, and take place too. Whatever.
2 Sigmarites, 1 Hell Cannon.
Also accurate.
Satisfactory.
Prepare me, journey.
But yeah, I don't know why I keep getting the fucking half impression that Fluff isn't here because of being muted, even though it's yeah.
Fluff, you are a wonderful person.
Thank you.
Okay, he's willing to respond to compliments. Still has
I'm
pulse.
still
uh, but yeah,
Yeah,
anything you'll be.
Mange was just basically saying, yeah, we can do your whole going to the Sigmarite shrine thing. Maybe we'll find some people and use the diseases on them. Mage doesn't really care. He's just along for the ride. Hoping he'll find some shiny
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then he starts to think about making preparations and once again shuffles through the gunpowder and tries to get stock of what he has total.
I mean, either you could all go and take everything with you, or you could leave some people here to, keep the place safe.
Mange feel like ladies man things won't leave alone. He says, looking at Alex and then looking towards the group of her devotees from the mercenary group.
They're very good guards and they keep me very good company. I'm not getting rid of them.
Very good guards who are literally passed out while you were trying to run away from Mange. And the fucking poxwalkers.
They keep me very good company.
Accurate.
Yep, but Mange was what Mange was trying to allude to is, yeah, they're probably not going to agree to stay behind, so... Then turns to Yorgatash and he's just like, we bring back food, you keep place safe, deal?
Thumbs up emoji.
Go! Mange turns and looks at the Skaven slave. Help keep place tidy or something. Mange not care.
They all chitter yes along to that.
While Mange gone, listen to Yorgatash. Ogre thing.
Listen to a big thing. Yes.
Good. Alright, let's go. And just like puts away the rest of the gunpowder, stores it aside, and starts walking out of the building.
You're already ready to go.
I already have the bullets I made from the little black powder stash that the
Yeah.
other guy mentioned, so...
Alex, I'm going to assume that you appreciate how eager Mange is already to fucking just march.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was taking my armor off and everything. I thought the rest are going out right now. All right.
Are you going to stay in your armor along the ride, or are you going to
I don't
keep
know
it
if
in
we're
a
really
wagon?
No, if we're really gonna do this, I'm not up for another. I'm not up for an ambush or another wandering undead thing, or whatever else we've got ahead of us on the city.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to assume that you take the executioner with you, or more specifically, you don't order him to stay here.
Yeah, I always assume it's not really an order or anything on his end. It's just the executioner is always just like looming somewhere.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate.
The assumption would also be that I wouldn't accept your quote-unquote orders at all anyway. Unless they already aligned with what he intended to do.
Yeah.
That too. Seeing the guy just effortlessly shrug off his chains, everything, extinguish any thought Siegfried might have had of thinking like, all right, I can boss this guy around. No.
No. Hmm. So basically gonna be on the road now.
Yeah, head
Yeah.
on out.
On the road again.
The road again. Not just activate the map, even though you can stay home, but yeah. Or on the
Activating
home
it
map.
force drags everyone there, at least at first, so.
Yeah.
Mange is probably just going to be like trying to sneak about as we go on through everything. Trying to figure out where
Yeah.
the hell we actually have to go to get there based on vague instructions and whatnot in the middle of a busted ass city.
I mean, the main way is to go down through the middle bridge, but yeah.
Anything we would encounter along the way.
Also, one question: is Mange going to be the main leader of this, or the main part, or the main fucking tracker of this?
Mange is gonna be more the tracker trying to hide and whatnot because while he considers himself the leader of the group because of his ego, he really doesn't necessarily care like personally about this operation, and he doesn't have the proper route in his mind anyway. He's just keeping out for threats as we all move along and generally following where Alexandria goes.
Yeah. I mean, roll a perception then to see if you notice anything along the way.
All right. A little bit. That's two success level.
You manage to smell what you think is another is possibly a Skaven warband, and you have a feeling that they aren't really up to anything good.
Mange
They-
not sure why Mange had thought mate Skaven never up too good. Voice in head weird.
Also, you aren't sure if if they smell of plague or if it's just if that's just a side effect of being around Nurgle cultists for so many times. But yeah.
I'm gonna follow the general smell after just like quickly trying to get Alex's attention, doing some hand signals that probably don't mean anything in like that language combat thing, and then scoot off and try and figure out what the hell's going on.
Alex will follow.
Alex will follow. Man. Um, do a stealth roll.
Alright.
With plus 10.
Stealth roll plus 10 mange. Gotcha. We are doing stealth.
Stealth.
That is a 2 success level.
Yeah. Also because last session was only like half a session, I'll put you up to 2 fortune points instead of only 1. But yeah. You manage to sneak about in such a way that you make sure that the possible Skaven warband wouldn't be able to smell you.
I make sure I'm downwind.
Yeah.
Or not downwind, whichever one is better, I don't remember. I don't want them to be downwind of me.
Yeah. And you notice that you manage to look through and yeah, you start smelling more pestilence as you notice, or well, disease as you notice the frail figures of plant pestilence plague monks walking around.
Yes. they like sensor bearers, or are they just like knife wielding guys?
One or two of them seem to wield a sensor, while the others are mostly just knife wielders.
Mange tries and figure out which one of them is the leader, if any of them really are, or if they're like an unsupervised band sent on some mission.
You don't really notice a leader figure. It's kind of hard to even to realize one normal under normal circumstances, especially with your lack of experience against clan pestilence, or I assume lack of experience.
Yeah, I mean, I'm originally Clan Scryer, so probably would have had maybe like mercenaries once in a blue moon for some raids or some shit, but mostly no actual info.
Yeah.
Mange will scurry along and try and like tail them for a little bit to see where they're going.
He gets the power of pun. His little boost.
I would say that you'll need another straight stealth roll for that.
Right.
You will only get caught if you fail it. Massively, I mean. Never mind.
Yeah, that was a 4 success level. I rolled a 6 out of 46, so impressive success. Mange
Yeah.
becomes invisible again.
Mage becomes invisible again. So you you drink your Skyrim invisibility potion. You cover yourself in mud to hide your scent, and you go after them.
Mange is the stealthiest rat. Is just all his thoughts in his head as he's like tailing along these guys and trying to figure out what the hell they're doing.
I mean, you notice they're pretty much going to the rich quarter where there was all of the zombies. And once there, they don't seem surprised by them, and they get in a small scuffle and seem to tie up some of the zombies from there and taking them away.
They tie up the zombies and take them away, you said, right?
Yep. Or, well, tying up what limbs they have left.
Yep, fair enough. Mange finds this very curious and very quickly dips back to the other group and taps Alex and Siegfried, probably out of fucking nowhere because of the +4 stealth check. Just like, you go ahead, me watch them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mange will catch up, he says as he slowly like slides back into the shadows.
Who are we going for now?
Who is even reading the map? Or are you just leaving that to the gutter runner?
I mean, Siegfried would look at it if he's in if it's out while he's in the carriage. But he's more just kind of responding confusion to Mange just coming out of the shadows.
I mean, pretty much with Mange scouting and their positioning compared to yours, you are just fine to keep walking forward.
They're going somewhere else completely compared to where we were going.
Yeah.
At least I'd assume, since they're going towards the rich quarters and we're headed more southeast.
Yeah. They currently seem to be going towards the rich quarter, and you probably don't get to see where they're. Even if you stick around to see where they're leaving towards, you probably go back to the group before being able to get like a detailed position of where their burrows might be.
Mange knows that it's not necessarily a good idea to just make contact with other Skavens out of nowhere, because no Skaven trusts other Skaven, especially Skaven. And so...
I mean, at least in Mordheim.
Oh yeah, no. Across the board, Skaven don't trust Skaven.
Yeah.
You obey your subordinates because you don't have a plan to stab them in the back.
It's like, in normal Skaven cities, it's like, of course, you just fucking walk around. You don't. But in a random cave, you spot a different cave, and it's like, oh shit, I better fucking be ready to stab him before he stabs me.
Yeah, basically. And considering it's an entire group of what appear to be plague monks, which I would at least have a vague idea of what plague monks are, if not a decent understanding of how crazed and maniacal they can be in combat. I wouldn't necessarily want to have a gang of them coming up on me, especially with a couple like sensor bearers and whatnot beating the shit out of me when I'm mainly just a stealth shoot rat.
Yeah.
But I do make a mental note of around where they were, and at some point, Mange sort of just leaves a little hint of something. He leaves a Skaven symbol pointing in the general direction of our home as an arrow. Like engraved into the side of a couple of buildings before he regroups with the others. They're not really like well thought out spots. They're just like where it was convenient to do so and where he had a pretty good idea of where they were pointing in the right direction. But
yeah,
otherwise, after that, Mange sort of just is thinking about it in the back of his head, but returns to everyone else because he doesn't want to be alone, even if he's with like a couple other man things or an elf thing.
yeah. You're mostly just doing that in hope that you can get some amount of contract with the under cities again. But yeah. Anyways. Moving along. Siegfried.
Yep.
The executioner will probably tell you that or hell even more you in advance that yeah, usually the middle bridge is controlled by one faction or another, or one warband or another. So you may or may not want to either prepare for a fight, or think of something to allow them to allow you to pass.
That could mean a lot of different things here, I'll bet. All right. Well, we've been having very good luck negotiating so far. Good luck fighting.
You've had good luck negotiating with Mange at the lead, so that's really good luck.
Yeah. Hey, Mange, Alex. So before we get there, you're gonna need to cross a bridge and just back executioner. So I made a pretty good point that someone or someone else is going to be controlling there.
Any of the trolls we traded with before?
The trolls live under the bridge in the part right here.
Oh, fuck off.
Could be another gang of trolls around. I'm not too sure how they work. But, do we want to send someone ahead? See what they might want? Do we want to charge in? I think
yeah. I mean,
look at them first.
I just want to mention, Mange, I'm going to assume that you would have brought along the blood you still have left over that you didn't give to the horned rat, because yeah.
I keep it on my person with a bunch of other shit, yeah.
Yeah, because you could just trade with the trolls and depending on the situation, call on favors if possible.
Yep.
Because even you would have at least heard about trolls possibly regenerating.
Yeah, I mean, we traded with them once before, so we've already established that's an option.
Yeah.
That was a different bridge, though, wasn't it?
No, it was still this. There is only one bridge which is unbroken.
Oh, okay. All right, so Yeah, unless someone drove them out, which is worth being prepared for. Well, just keep in mind. I haven't seen the map in a while. I lost track.
Well, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, that's the end of the session today. Thank you very much, everyone, for dropping by.
Just sinks into a black hole.
Sinks into a black hole.
Although that does bring a point. I probably should get out of here. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
getting around that. I'm sorry.
Mm,
We can deal.
me- I was going to say that this part might be somewhat important with Alex, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you want to call it for a short session here, like the next couple of sessions are probably going to be short still because of what you mentioned
Yeah.
before. I would rather everyone, if this winds up being even remotely important, I mean, it's the fucking middle bridge. I think I would rather have Alex here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd rather be sober when it happens.
Yeah, that I
Yeah.
would rather you be sober too, especially considering we made that one rule.
That is true. That was a different campaign, though.
That is across the board for unlucky rolls now.
Okay, got it.
Did you
I think
honestly
that'd be-
think I would revoke that, considering what happened when you?
I think that
Okay.
the only reason I'm fine with people not being sober is because the only time I drink it's like fucking. It's not something strong.
Yeah.
I made that rule because Fluff was actually fucking wasted
Yeah.
in the previous campaign. I have established ever since that you are not allowed to be. Anywho, that's
But
neither
yeah, I
here
would
nor
say that you
there.
probably don't want to be wasted for this.
Yeah, we want
Yeah.
we want our priestess of Slanesh, priestess in heavy quotation marks, to be sober enough for this encounter. So, with that in mind, I do believe we will be ending it off there, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, you all have a lovely Gucci time, but we are calling it today. Thank you very much. Take care. Say goodbye,
Bye.
you drunk nerd.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.